Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and into my home. So today I put together a super motivating marathon video. Now if you're new here and you've never heard of a marathon video, it's a combination of my videos where I'm cleaning, homemaking, decluttering, and organizing, and I put it into one super long video. That way you can just prop me up on your screen and we can get our to-do list done together. Now this marathon is going to be tackling spring cleaning. We're going to be indoors and outdoors. We're going to be doing it all. And many of my spring cleaning tasks, they're not typical spring cleaning tasks, but they're very important for the maintenance of your home. So we have a lot of stuff to do today, so come along, hang out with me, and let's get things done together. And also, if you're new here, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. And if you've been with me for a while, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here. Okay, let's get started. All right, while Michael is out there mowing the lawns, I'm going to go ahead and show you around the courtyard and show you the mess I got going on out here. So I'm going to be pulling the furniture out and a lot of the products out of here this time when I clean. There's just so much going on that I feel like I just need to pull everything out, or pretty much everything out, so that I can get all of this mud out of here. Now you'll see that I'm going to pull out the blower first, and I'm going to blow as much out as I possibly can. This is always difficult in this courtyard because the wind is blowing back at me through this little alley here. So this is my Studio McGee rug. I absolutely love this rug. It does hold up very well. I do kind of wish that I may have rolled it up and put it in for the winter. We don't typically have to do that in Texas, but like I said, it was a rough winter this year. Anyways, I'm going to be using my pressure washer on it. So I'll get it nice and clean back up. I'm going to clean up the chairs and clean up the table. I also need to take out a few dead plants that are in here, cut back some dead plants. But again, I'm going to be taking out the majority of this stuff before I pressure wash. I think I leave the table and the rug, things like that, but everything else I take out of here. This is also the month that we get all these little mosquito eaters, even though they don't eat mosquitoes. I don't know why they call it that. Anyways, so I got a mess in the courtyard from them. Anyways, let's head to the backyard. Do you see the amount of weeds that have grown through our rocks? We recently paid to have somebody come in and pull all of the weeds, but they're naturally going to grow back. So we think we may have found a different way of being able to handle all these weeds. And we'll be showing you that here in just a little bit.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word.
Alright, so Michael and I bought this propane torch so that way we can torch the weeds. We saw this on YouTube and it looked like it was going well for them, so we decided to buy one for ourselves. You want to be sure when you're doing this that you have your hose ready, just in case if you need it.
You made it look so easy.
Now this is a good way to take care of these weeds that are in rock. You wouldn't want to do this in your grass, nor would you want to do it in your flower beds. You don't want to get it close to your plants. Yes, I do have the 2 bushes, however those 2 bushes are coming out. So we don't get close to them because we don't want to catch them on fire. But the heat from the torch, you know, is going to affect them, you know, because there's a lot of heat coming off that torch, as you can tell. Anyways, you also want to be sure you're wearing pants, you're wearing closed-toed shoes. You probably should be wearing gloves, I would guess. But anyways, so it does take longer than what you're seeing here. We thought it would go a lot quicker. It doesn't. It does take some time, but we're not having to use any chemicals on these rocks. we're always concerned about using the chemicals because sometimes the kids jump down into these rocks. When they get out of the pool, they might drop something back there, so they'll get down to go and you know, pick up what they've dropped. So, you know, we really don't want to have any chemicals in here if we don't have to. Before this, we were using a strong vinegar solution to kill the weeds, but we were having to do that pretty much every weekend to keep up with the weeds. Anyways, this is the after. I think it looks great. It did take a good hour, maybe hour and 15 minutes to get all this done, but I think it looks great. All right, so now we're back in my courtyard. You can see that I've got some stuff on my lens, probably from when I had the camera in the back and we were doing the flame stuff. Maybe some water or something like that got up on the lens. Anyways, it's not going to last like that for long, and it'll probably get more water because I'm about to pressure wash this place. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take down the winter wreath. It looks really odd in here right now because it's the only green thing going on in this courtyard. So anyways, I'm going to take that down, but I'm not going to be decorating until after I come back from Disney World. I don't really have any flowers and things like that in the stores that I'm really wanting to get. So I'm going to wait till I get back when they, you know, get a lot more of their flowers in. I'm also wanting to put another fern back up. And those things have to be watered every single day here in Texas. So I'm not going to expect my mother-in-law to do that for me. So I'm just going to wait until after I come back from the Disney trip, and then I'll get a new fern, because this one, she's dead. I couldn't get her down from there. I needed Michael to get her down, so that's why she's been sitting there so long. And then this poor vine right here, the winter just got to it. It froze here a few times. We don't typically freeze here, but it did freeze here. So I'm going to have to go ahead and cut that vine from the planter, because you can see there is some green coming up. So I'm just going to cut the vines off, and then we'll let it grow again.
Is that there should be, there is no one as pure, yours.
As you can see, when I use the blower in here, it's like a vortex. I've got wind blowing in from the gate area, so everything just kind of blows back towards me. So you have to really be strategic in how you're blowing this stuff out. Yes, I could sweep it out, but I still have the same issue, and actually it's probably easier for me to go ahead and blow it out than sweep it out, because I can keep up with it a little bit better, or at least the tool that I'm using can keep up with it a little bit better than if I were to try to sweep it all out. Now, if I had one of those handy suction things where I can suck all the leaves out, that would be perfect.
If the world had more of your smile, what if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Dreaming of you. Dreaming of you. Dreaming of you.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pressure wash the rug while it's still in the courtyard. The reason that I'm doing this is once I get this wet, it is very heavy and hard to move. So I've got a very gentle spray nozzle on my pressure washer. You want to be careful when you're using a pressure washer that you are matching the strength of the nozzle to whatever you're spraying it on. So you would want to use a soft nozzle for your rugs, the upholstery, your windows, things like that. Then they have nozzles that would be for your brick, your stucco, and then your concrete. And then they have one that's like a turbo nozzle if you really need to get something like really concentrated and get something. It's very rare that I use the turbo one. I may have used it once or twice ever on the video. I won't need to use it today. So I'm going to continue, you know, getting all the stains and dirt and things like that off of this rug. And then I'm going to pressure wash everything on the ground out the door. Now, typically I would say start from the top to the bottom, but in this case, and you'll see it here in a minute, I want to start from the bottom. Well, I actually start like halfway up, wet everything and then push everything out, and then we will go back and start from the top. And the reason that I do this is because you'll see all the mud just flies up onto the brick and things like that when you're trying to get it out of the courtyard door. So you'll see.
Brightest sky I have ever seen, the most colorful one like a dream.
And yes, that is an old poinsettia there underneath the table. We need to grab that and get it out of here.
I wanna save every moment now. Hold tight, my love, we got this one right.
I had to stop him and remind him that we need to start from the very top and then go down. So he's going to go back right here and do the top and then go back over everything he just did. Anyways, they're learning, right?
I confess, I'll let you in on everything, even the fact that...
And remember, in my indoor spring cleaning video last week, these are the windows that I was cleaning the tracks in. And I told you that I was going to be coming back and cleaning the windows, that I first needed to go ahead and do the pressure washing. So when I come back from Disney, I will be cleaning all the windows inside and out with some Windex, and I'll probably use that handy trick where you put the microfiber cloth onto the Swiffer pole, and I will clean these windows. I've said this before in past videos, but I'm really not happy with the quality of the concrete that the builders used here in the courtyard. It's in our driveway, it's in our garage, and it was on our back patio. However, on the back patio, I have covered it in a cool coat that's good for around the pool. And eventually, I think I'm going to pull that cool coat into this courtyard. It's kind of a grayish green color. I think it'll look really nice in the courtyard. It'll also be cooler on the ground. But as you can see, we've got this orange staining, and it's just getting worse over time. We also have it in the garage, which is weird because the garage doesn't typically get wet. But anyways, eventually we will redo these floors or this concrete with that cool coat.
On everything, even the fact that I'm obsessed.
Okay, so Michael pulled out the ladder so that way we can get up here and clean out this light. Now with this light, you have to totally unscrew it to take it down. It's not like you can just take out one of those glass panels. So Michael's going to unscrew it and take it down. Now, we have been looking for a new light. I haven't found one that I want yet, so I said just go ahead and keep this one until I can find one that I like. But look at all those little buggies in there. Ugh. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and clean that out. I'll let it dry. I'll set it out to dry, and then we'll get that put back up.
Don't want to sleep tonight at all. Just wanna watch them stars fall with you. Don't wanna try to make up dreams just to be seen.
Okay, so now you can see the amount of mud that I'm dealing with, and you can see that it blows all up onto the walls, you know, onto the brick. It gets everywhere. So that's why I want to try to get as much of it out before I do my final wash, where I wash from, you know, the top to the bottom and then everything out from the floor. So this is the reason why I'm doing it backwards.
It's not what we see, it's what we choose to be. Sunflowers, high grass, and bare feet. Oh, but you each second is a treat. I keep my balance next to you. It's true, nowadays there's nothing I wouldn't do for you. Fire breath and open sky.
I'm having Michael clean these pots because tomorrow, once everything is dried, I'm going to be painting these.
I grow wings and tell worry goodbye. It's not what we see, it's what we choose to be. We're beyond good.
Okay, so we spend a good 20, 30, 40 minutes still working on this, but instead of showing that, I'm going to go ahead and move out into the yard, and we're going to work on the benches, the chairs, and the cushions.
Friends will come, friends will go. They all seem to change while I'm still the same. 'Cause I just can't let go. And there's no one to blame. It's just the way it is. Like stone, emotionless in this world of stories. Oh, like stone, I'll be here forever, waiting for your call. Lovers come, lovers go, and their hearts seem to change, but mine's still the same.
At this point, Michael and I continued using the pressure washer. We pressure washed everything that you see out there, our driveway, all of it. Anyways, this is the paint that I'm going to use for the planters. It is a flat finish. I didn't want anything to look too shiny because you know that's going to look too contemporary. So I got a flat finish. It's not the chalkboard finish because that looks too dry. I wanted something that was kind of an in-between but did not have a sheen to it. So I'm going to start with these smaller pots. As you can see, there's a little bit of a breeze. So I'm trying to be careful. But I'm going to go ahead and spray this one, and then I'm going to allow it to dry, and then I'll spray it again. Actually, Madeline's going to come pick me up, and the girls and Madeline and I are going to go eat and then head to Target, and then I'll come back and I'll spray the other ones.
It's just the way it is. Like stone, emotionless in this world.
All right, I just barely got out of her car. That's her white car there. She hasn't even left yet, and I'm spray painting. So I'm going to wave to her, bye. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get the other pot, and I'm going to work on this one, and then I will pull out those tall pots. Now, when I paint this, I make sure that I paint the inside rim, because you don't want to walk up to it and look down and see that the rim is white. That's not going to look good. So I painted it black, you know, all the way down to where the dirt is going to show. So anyways, be sure that you take care of the lip of it.
Friends will come, friends will go. They all seem to change while I'm still the same. 'Cause I just can't let go.
These planters are very heavy. They do have dirt in them. At the very bottom of them, they have like plastic Coke bottles, things like that. But then on top of that, it's got dirt. So they are very heavy. Even if they didn't have anything in them, they're heavy. Anyways, so I'm going to go and get Michael, and I'm going to have him help me spray paint these because my hands get really tired holding the spray paint bottle. But this time I'm going to go ahead and put them on top of this cardboard. The reason I didn't do the other ones is because I was going to put them on top of those planter stands. So, but these are too heavy to stick up on top of the planter stands. And I certainly don't want to get black on my concrete. So now we were talking about concrete earlier, and I was saying that it has all the orange stains. Michael and I had this little walkway poured by a different company, by a private company, and we have not had any issues with that orange, those orange spots coming up on this concrete. So that tells you something, that the builders were using some cheap concrete. It's almost like it had metal in the concrete, and as it gets wet or the humidity, it causes the metal to rust, because it really does look like rust spots. So, but you'll see that when we do our garage cleaning video. I'm going to show that more up close so you can see what's going on.
This world of stories, oh, like stone. I'm fixed in a framework that is moving beyond my control. Like stone, I'm motionless in this world of stories. Oh, like stone, I'll be here forever, waiting for your call.
Okay, friends, it's back to squeaky clean in here, and I can't wait to get flowers in those.
Welcome back to my channel and into my home. So today I put together a video for you showing you all the tasks that I like to do for my spring cleaning. These are typically tasks that you only have to do once a year, and I like to do all of these during spring cleaning. Okay, let's get busy.
Okay, so one of the first areas that I like to clean is the grout. Grout can really get grungy, and it can get dirty, and it can get stained if you're not cleaning it enough. So this is the grout cleaner that I like to use. It's more gentle, and it will clean up dirty grout. However, if I have more stubborn spots, I'm going to show you what I use there. And all you do is you just simply spray it right into the grout line, allow it to sit for a few minutes. I also have this handy brush that I use. This is a lot easier to use than to get down on the ground on your hands and knees. This is an actual grout brush, and I will link it for you. Now, why does our grout get dirty, especially if we're mopping the floors, right? You would think that they wouldn't get dirty. Well, part of the reason is that we are wiping away the dirt that's on the actual tile, and oftentimes it will get stuck right into the grout lines. Who knew, right? So if you don't do deep cleans of your floor very often, then you can run the risk of swiping that dirt right into the grout lines, which is going to get it dirty. Doesn't mean it's stained, it just means that it's dirty, okay? Another reason is if there's spills and you don't get them cleaned up quick enough, they can seep in to the grout, get dirty. Sometimes they stained, but if you have a good seal on there, you're not going to get the stains. Now, once you go in there and you clean it really good like that, then I take some water on my mop and I, generously go over each line over and over, and be sure that I get the tile too, because some of that splashes up on the tile, and just give everything a good clean with some fresh water. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Cleaning the grout can be a whack-a-mole situation. You know what I mean? So once you start one area and you see how clean it is, you automatically feel like you need to do another area, which you do, because, obviously it's going to look much different after it's cleaned than when it's dirty. So as each room transitions into the next room, you just find that you end up having to do the whole ding darn house. So anyways, I will be doing that. Of course, I'm not going to do that here on this video. You don't have to watch me do the whole ding darn house. But cleaning your grout can end up into a whack-a-mole situation, but if you seal the grout, it makes it less tedious and it's not going to get stained. So you may need to reseal your high traffic floor grout every 6 months to a year. Now, the high traffic areas tend to be the kitchen, living room, bathrooms, entryway, hallways. At least that's what they are for me. Now, you can tell if the grout is sealed if water beads up on the surface after you put a few drops right into the grout joint. Now, if the water soaks into the grout, it's going to need to be resealed. Okay, so be sure that you're checking the water in your mop bucket. If it gets dirty like this, be sure to clean it out. It's that type of dirty water that gets stuck into the grout lines, making it dirty in the first place. Okay, so this is the grout cleaner that I like to use if I have stubborn spots, okay? This one's a little bit more difficult to use. You have to have, a way of being able to get it down there. So I decided that just a little container that I can easily hold and a foam brush that I can throw away when I'm done. And I go to the most stubborn areas that I'm not able to get with at least 2 passes of the other grout cleaner. Okay, this one is a little stronger. So, you really want to save the integrity of your grout the best that you can. So I like to start small and then work my way up in products and not just go straight for the more harsh product. Okay. So, but this is going to get it cleaned and it's going to make it shine and it will match the other grout. Once again, you're going to want to use some fresh water and you're going to want to mop all this up and allow it to dry. All right, next I do wall repair and touch-up paint, okay? So I really like this compound here because it's pink when you put it on, and when it dries, it turns white. Now, I'm using my finger instead of one of those little spatulas because I have textured walls. Here in Texas, everybody has textured walls. It comes with your house, and it costs an arm and a leg to have them put in flat walls. So I'm going to try to match the texture at the best that I can, not being a professional. So to me, my finger's going to give me all those little ridges and texture. Okay, anything that is standing up high, I will softly sand off so that way it's nice and flat. But again, you wait until it's white before you do any of that. Just allow it to dry. Now, some of these areas are going to take a couple of coats, especially this area right here. I'm going to have to build it out. Also, you want to be sure that you're feathering into good wall, so that way you don't see a little patch. You know what I'm saying? You want to feather that in and make it look nice. And I'm going to go around the house and I'm going to take care of all the little dings in the wall that's happened over the year and that I didn't take care of when I saw it. So I'm going to go around the house and I'm going to take care of all the walls. And again, once it turns white, then you can either sand it or you can paint it, whatever it is that you need to do.
If you aren't already following me over on Instagram, I would love to have you over there. I share a lot about my daily life along with other routines that I follow. We do recipes and we talk about health and wellness, mental health, and of course I throw in time with my kids and my grandkids. There's just a lot of fun to be had over there. Anything that I feel that will inspire you to reclaim peace in your life, I put over there. So you can find me at michellelowe.getinspired. I've been considering starting a Facebook page because I know that some of you don't use Instagram. Would you let me know below if you would like me to start a Facebook page?
Okay, so this very first patch is dry. I've already sanded it. That's why you see me using the brush to kind of brush off any of the sanding. And I can see that it doesn't look right here in this little corner. So I'm going to go ahead and build that up a little bit more and add a little bit of more texture to it. And then sand it again once it's dry. And we'll see what it looks like then. All right, so we're back to the very first corner that I did. I've already sanded it. Everything looks good. Now I'm going to touch up paint. And in this, I go ahead and touch up paint not only the areas that I fixed, but I also touch up paint any marks in the wall. Now, I prefer flat paint in my home. So, and we know that flat paint is hard to clean. But I just go around and I touch up areas that have grime or dirty, not grime, because you can wipe off grime off the wall and then go ahead and paint over it. So I'm not grime, but where the kids touch it or the dog comes around the corner and you can see a little dirt spot. I want to get all those painted. Again, this is down at the bottom and I've already sanded it. It looks good. It matches the walls and I'm just going to touch up paint. I also like to either use a chip brush, which is just it's a brush it's uneven, all that, and I can go in and paint these, or I can use a foam brush. I like to do these because they're cheap and I can throw them away. I don't have to wash them. Just quickly go around the house and touch up paint any areas that are discolored or marred or anything like that. I kind of really enjoy this process. It is kind of relaxing just to go around and touch up paint, these areas. But, another thing that I needed to tell you is once you touch up paint, you want to be sure that you're feathering it out, okay? Don't just put a glob there and think that it's gonna look nice, because your walls have been there for a while and, they've discolored over time. Just, by being in the world. You know what I'm saying? The sun comes in through these windows. It's going to fade that wall a little bit more than the darker side of the wall, things like that. So when you do this, be sure that you're feathering it out so that way it matches the rest of the wall. Alright, so the next thing I do is I vacuum tracks. And this right here is what I use, is my Bissell Zing. It's absolutely fabulous. It's lightweight, but it's got great suction. I'm going to go ahead and just put the attachments on, and I am going to vacuum these tracks. We get lots of fur in these tracks because of the dogs. Also, the kids come in and out from the pool, and look at all that fur. Ugh. Anyways, the kids come in and out from the pool, and then also, the dirt and things like that from the outside. So I'm going to vacuum these tracks, and then I also vacuum all the tracks of the windows and get out any debris before I get in there and, oil or anything like that. So that's what we're going to be doing next. Go ahead and get in there and vacuum the tracks the best that you can. These are really hard because they're deep. Sometimes I'll get in there with a little brush, or like a scrubby brush. It's got the real stiff bristles, and I'll get in there and I'll scrub everything out. But I will be doing a pressure wash of the outside of the house, and when I do that, of course, I shut the window or shut the slider, and then I get in there and I pressure wash the outside of it. So I don't need to do it on this side. On the inside, I do that brush, and I get in there and I get out anything that might be stuck in there. That's going to make these tracks run a lot better, along with a little bit of lubrication, and I'll show you how I do that. And then for the window tracks, it just gets all the dirt out of those, out of the tracks when you open the window and you see the dirt. This helps to, remove all of that. Okay, now that we're in my hallway, I'm also going to be adding in baseboards. So I'll be doing the baseboards and the windows. I like to try to get things done. If I've got this Bissell Zing out, I'm going to try to do everything on the list. So my baseboards, my windows, things like that I would use this Bissell for. So you'll see me doing the baseboards, and then you're going to see me go back up and I'm going to do the windows. even if the window doesn't open, I still like to get in there and get the window seal. I go all the way around because, you know, I want to be sure that I get any cobwebs, things like that. Just get everything a very good vacuum. Get those seals nice and clean, so that way if you come back and you want to use a wet rag, you're not sealing any of that mud and dirt into anything. Now, like I said, I will be doing a pressure wash of the house, and these seals kind of get wet when you do a pressure wash, so I'm not going to go in there and clean these until after I do the outside of the house. Okay, so this is the product that I use for my hinges and my sliders. This is a non-stick product. It's also a dry oil, so you're not going to have dripping oil like if you were to do W40 or whatever it's called, WD-40. It would, you know, drip, things like that. So this is a dry oil. Absolutely love this stuff. Occasionally, if it's, you know, wet on the outside, you'll see me wipe it, but I go and I do all of my hinges, any moving part on the door, the hinges, the door latch, the lock, things like that. You're going to see me do all that, and it just makes everything run so smoothly. I go around the house and I do all the hinges of the door, and again the door handles. Gets rid of all that squeaking or makes it where it doesn't happen at all. It keeps it from squeaking. So, and then you'll also see me do my sliders. I love to do the sliders with it. However, I have to do it more often than once a year on my sliders because it gets a lot of wear and tear and it gets a lot of water. I also do the windows. Now here on these windows, that little metal piece, it's like a little metal, it's not a strip, it's like a wire. That's the part that you need to get on here. Okay, and once you do that and you slide it up and down, it's going to make a nice slide so that it's not sticking. Alright, so now I'm in the kitchen and I like to go ahead and take care of the cabinets. So in my little bucket there, I have some warm water with some Dawn soap. Not too much soap, you know, just enough, you know, to get a good clean, but not too much where it's going to leave spots and things like that, where you have to go back and use water to wipe everything off. So just enough. And I just use my microfiber cloth, my favorite ones. I will definitely link them below. And then I wipe down the cabinets. You're going to want to be sure that you're getting any of the oils and things like that off of your cabinets, because later I'm going to be coming in with a product that is going to condition the wood of all these cabinets. Okay, so right here above this range hood, you know, it gets really oily. So I'm going to have to focus more time and attention here. You see me using my fingers to feel for any oil. You don't want to scrub too hard. That's why I'm using a soft microfiber cloth, because I don't want to, you know, mess up my wood. Now, I'm able to use this much water on this wood and it not affect it, because I do have a conditioner on there that seals the wood. It puts a nice hard wax on the wood. So I am, you know, giving it a good rub, because there's a lot of oil up there that, you know, gets trapped up there when you cook and things like that. But I will be coming back and I'll be putting that conditioner on there. It's a wax and feed, so it's going to feed the wood, and then it's going to harden into a wax on the wood, so that way it's protecting it. All right, so just like with my walls, I like to use a wood touch-up marker, and I like to fill in any dings that might be in the wood. Now this marker does match my wood color, but you're going to go ahead and you're just going to quickly dab it on, and then take a cloth and wipe off any residual. If you need to do a second coat, go ahead and do a second coat. But you just don't want to put the marker on and then walk away, because you will see a little darker spot there, or a discolored spot. So this is only to fill in where, you know, the wood has kind of chipped away or it's worn off, things like that. And it quickly takes care of it. Again, you just put it on and then you wipe it off. Be sure that you're getting the color closest to your wood, okay? I'm going to link this one on Amazon, but when you get on there, find the color on the color chart that's closest to your wood. this cabinet here is where Michael and I put in the trash can, and it really mars right here in this section. So I'm going to go ahead and touch that up. It also got on the door, so I will have to touch that up too, as you can see. This was after we built the house. We went ahead and put this in, so it doesn't completely go over that edge nicely like I wish it would. But anyways, so once you do that and you go around all around your house, or I even do it in my bathrooms, so you're only seeing me do everything in the kitchen, but what you see me doing on the cabinets in the kitchen, I also do in both bathrooms. Okay, so I go around and I just touch up anywhere I see just a little mark, touch it up and wipe it off. Okay, so this is the Howard Feed and Wax, and this is what conditions my cabinets. Now you're going to use a lint-free cloth to apply it. This stuff is kind of, I don't want to say sticky, but what would you say? Like a petroleum jelly maybe? I don't even know if that's the right word. But anyways, you just take it and you rub it on, okay? You're going to allow it to sit a little bit so that way the wood can, bring in the oil into the wood. It also helps to harden the wax. Then you'll come back with a soft cloth and you'll buff it out. Now, admittedly, this does take some time, but it does make a huge difference in the beauty of the wood. Because the wood begins, over time, it begins to look dull. And this will bring the beauty of the wood back. That's why I love it so much. I also love it because it hardens into a wax. So that way, when I do clean my cabinets, I'm not worried that I am, messing with the integrity of the wood. So I'm going to show you side by side. The one on the left doesn't have any oil on it. The one on the right does. Now, I have not buffed it yet, okay? I'm allowing it to, take that big drink and allowing for that wax to harden. And then I will go back and I will softly buff it out with a microfiber cloth. Okay, so I'm showing you on this cabinet. See the little dry spot right there? you want to come back and you want to touch up those dry spots. That needs a little bit more conditioning right there in that area. So before I start buffing and I allow it to sit, I will come back and I will look and see, is there any dry spots? If there is, I will go back and I will add a little bit more product because the wood is saying, hey, I'm still thirsty. I need some more condition. So that's what you see me doing here. Of course, this is the right above the range. I did, a lot of work there when I was getting all that oil off. So that's probably why it needed a little extra. Sometimes it'll also do it right around the handles where you're constantly touching. You'll need a little bit more feed and wax or wax and feed. I think it's feed and wax. I always get it mixed up. Anyways, so now I'm going to come and I'm going to buff off that oily look. Anything that's left over needs to go ahead and be buffed off. And that's what you see me doing here. So does this take a lot of time? Yes, it does take a lot of time. But does it make a huge difference? Yes, it definitely makes a huge difference. I do have the large windows in this house, and the morning sun floods these cabinets. And doing this helps to make it where my cabinet doors and things like that are not fading from the sun hitting them. So it's well worth the time that it takes me to do this. Just, pop in some earbuds, listen to a podcast, listen to a book, listen to the Bible recap, the things that you like to do that's going to keep your mind busy while you do this monotonous chore. It makes a huge difference. And you're only doing it once a year. So, one day a year to get all these cabinets done. And again, it keeps them beautiful. Now, I'm not going to take the time to pull everything out of the cabinet and do the wood in the back of the cabinet. I do that occasionally. When I pull everything out, one day a year, I will do the backs of those cabinets. However, I just recently put these cabinets together because this is my my spring look. So I'm not going to go ahead and take everything out and do the cabinets. But when I pull everything out again, because seasonally I like to go in there and change up the cabinets, the insides of the cabinets, then I'll be mindful to get in there and do this to the inside of the wood. Okay, so now I'm going to pull out my Bissell Steam Shot, and we are going to steam clean the backsplash and my granite. I like to seal my granite every year. You can tell that if your granite needs to be sealed, because if you put some water on the granite and it soaks in, it needs to be sealed. If it beads up and stays beaded up, then it does not need to be sealed. Okay, so I'm going to get some of these spots. You can see that the back of the counter is lighter. That's where I keep a trivet there, or a large round. I keep all my oils and things like that on it. And then the stuff forward is definitely discolored. So I want to get in here, and I want to steam around any of the edges, like right here around the edge of the stovetop, the grout line. I'll also be doing the backsplash. This will help to remove any of the oils, any of the dirt. It just cleans everything up nicely. And then once everything dries, I will come in and I will seal the granite. The Bissell Steam Shot comes with many attachments, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one so that way I can take care of the backsplash. I go ahead and I use a microfiber cloth, and I put a rubber band to hold it. The Bissell does come with this, but it doesn't last very long, so I like to go ahead and just use microfiber cloths. I'll switch out the cloths if I need to. If it gets too wet, I'll go ahead and switch it out, or if it gets too dirty. All right, so I'm going to steam shot it, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to dry it off so that way it's nice and shiny. Okay, and then I'm also going to do the counters, the granite, like this. Of course, I'm going a lot slower. You're going to want to go, not at warp speed to get all this cleaned up. You're pulling up any of the oils and things like that get stuck into your granite. You don't want to seal all that in with your sealer. So I'm getting in and I'm getting it all clean, and see, now it's matching up. I don't have like a little lighter spot because I'm in here, really getting it all clean. Now I've taken everything off of these cabinets and I've put it over onto the bar area. So you're not going to see me do the bar area, because that's just monotonous to watch me do the whole thing. Anyways, but again, you just take everything off. I did leave my little Alexa there because I didn't want to have to reset everything. So I just left her there and just move her around. And again, you're going to do this, and then you're going to dry everything off before you seal it. Actually, I wait a whole day and I make sure that everything is dry. Okay. And then now is the day that I'm going to seal all the counters. This is the product that I'm going to be using today. It's the Stone Pro Sealer. There's all different types that you can use. This is the one that I used on this day. I've used a different one, but look it up, figure out which one you want. I will link this one. And the way that you do this one is you pour about a dinner plate size onto the granite, and then you use your foam brush and you wipe it over the granite. Okay, you want to be sure that everything is staying wet. You don't want it to dry onto your counter, your granite. Why do I keep calling it a counter? Because it is a counter. But anyways, you don't want it to dry into the granite. You're wanting the granite to absorb everything that it needs, and then you're going to get in here and you're going to wipe everything off. If it dries, it's going to haze. So I turned on the light to show you that yes, everything is still very wet on there. You're going to keep checking it and being sure that it stays wet. Then after a certain time, I don't remember, it says it on the back of the bottle, you'll come in and you'll wipe everything off. Okay, so you're going to see me do that. This is a process. I do open the doors, I open the windows for any fumes, but this product doesn't have a whole lot of fumes. So anyways, all right, let's get these done. Okay, so before I go and I work on the other counter where the coffee bar is, I just check and be sure that everything is staying wet. Again, you do not want this to dry. If it happens to dry, there's a way to, fix that. But if you can prevent it, let's try to prevent it. So Michael told me to go ahead and unplug the Alexa, and he would get it all set up for me, which is good because I need to get this little back corner over here. I want to be sure everything is done, and this will last me the whole year, unless you are really rough on your counters, But again, if you put water on the counter and it beads up, you do not need to redo this. Okay, you're just wasting time. But if you put water on the counter and it sucks in, then you definitely need to be doing this because your granite would not be protected. Okay, so now I'm going to take a microfiber cloth and I'm going to come back and I'm going to wipe all of this down until everything is dry. Okay, you don't want any water or anything like that to be sitting on here because it will get hazy if you do that. So you go in here and you grab a microfiber cloth. I don't use my best microfibers for this. Okay, I'm not going to use my really good e-cloths for this. But I will use some of my favorite microfibers, the ones that I'm going to link down below for you. They're not that expensive, but they're great microfibers. They're going to really, pull up any of this product. You're going to go in here and you're just going to buff it in and be sure that everything is dry. And then you're going to allow this to dry. I allow it to dry overnight before I put anything back onto this counter. Now, I do have everything over on the bar, like I said. So I'm going to have to do the bar area at a different time. Once I get everything off, I'll go over and I'll do the bar area tomorrow or the next day, whatever. That area is important because it has a lot of water because that's where the sink is. So you want to be sure that you don't miss around your sink. Your sink and around your stovetop is going to be very important because these things really absorb any of the food, oils, things like that, water, anything like that, it's going to absorb. So let's get these sealed and you are good to go for the next year. Now, just look at the shine on the granite. Isn't that beautiful? I absolutely love it when my granite shines. It's the reason that I got granite, Okay, and then look at the wood. The wood looks beautiful. Everything is nice and waxed. It's protected for the rest of the year.
When lights go out, you're in my mind. I close my eyes, so it's just you and I tell myself you'll be back again.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and into my home. So today we're going to be doing a spring clean and decorate for 2024. Now I'm not one who likes to have a lot of tchotchkes around my home, but I did find a few pieces that I'm excited to add into strategic places, and I'm going to show you that haul here in just a minute. I'm also going to take you in the kitchen as I put together a very simple Easter treat for my grandkids. I even show you how to make that treat in 2 different ways. So right now I'm starting here on my buffet in my dining room. In the spring and the summer months, I like to bring in lots of plants over onto this side of the house because of all the sunlight that I get through these large and small windows. Right here in this bowl, I like to change out all the potpourri and add in seasonal potpourri. And this season I found some really pretty potpourri that I'll be putting in this bowl, and it's got some beautiful spring colors and I'm really excited to get it in here. But first I'm going to take out all the Christmas ones. I did take out the gold pine cones so that way it could transition into winter but I did keep some of the pops of red because I really like that red. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get this all cleaned up. I'm also going to use some Pledge here on the top of the buffet. I have not been using Pledge throughout the years. I just bought my first bottle or first can in the last few years. I just think that my wood is looking a little thirsty with what I've been using, which is the Methods Daily Wood Cleaner. I absolutely love that. I use it every single day on top of my table, especially when the grandkids come over and get little handprints and Play-Doh, things like that on the table. I'll go ahead and pull out my Method Daily Wood Cleaner, and I love the smell of it. It smells like almonds. Anyways, but occasionally you do need to add a little bit of oil to your furniture because it does get a little bit thirsty. Okay, so right here is my Easter haul. Loving the colors of this potpourri. I'm going to put it in my container that I hold potpourri in. And look at this cute little bunny container that you put candy in. I thought this would be so cute by my front door. Going to put these little chocolate eggs in there. Look at the decoration on that. Isn't that so cute? So right here, I'll put it the coffee bar. And this candle, oh my goodness, does it smell so good. And the packaging is just so pretty, or the container is just so pretty. And over here, I have this container of rags. I won't be using this, but I am going to be using these. Take them out of here, and I'm going to stick them on here and set it in the grandkids' bathroom, along with this cute little candle. Look at this. Isn't this so cute? I highly doubt that I'm going to be burning it because it's just so cute. And then look at the blanket this year. I'm going to be using this in the living room. Thought it was cute. I can't wait to wash it up and use it at night. Really liking that. This right here is my bunny collection that I've had. So I'll be adding them in. I love all these little white bunnies. I also have this little brown one right here. And this is my candy dish that I used to keep at the front door, but now I'm going to be using that new one. So this is my haul for this year. I don't think I mentioned it, but all this stuff came from Home Goods this year. And this right here is what I'm really excited about. I love to put fresh potpourri in here, and I love it when it goes with the color of the season. Now, typically I, keep potpourri in here, but I did not have any for spring. I was using the pine cones and then just adding some flowers on top of that. But when I saw this, I'm like, that's what I'm getting. And the way that I store this is, you saw me go ahead and put it in a plastic bag. I just wrap it and tie it, and then I write what season's on there. And I keep them all in a large Tupperware container in my garage. And I just go in there and I pull out whatever season. But like I said, I did not have one that was actually for spring. So I'm so happy to have this one.
We can pretend that we're just friends, yeah. But who are we kidding? We can pretend that we feel nothing. But if you're game, I am willing to jump. 'Cause I've been thinking about crossing the line and just giving. Can I feel it the way I do? Cause I've been thinking about you all the time, can't get enough. I wanna make it with you. This time I'm gonna be true. Only you move me to the rhythm.
Okay, so I bought 3 new houseplants that I'm going to stick up here in the windows. Now, these come in those white containers. However, you can take the plant out. It's got its own little container in there, so you can put it in water and let the water thoroughly drain. However, I am going to give it a little bit of drink of water while they're still in those pots, and in a little bit I will pour out anything that is left in it. Like I said, I love to have a lot of greenery right here in this window, right here on the buffet. I'll certainly be getting more plants to go in here, but for right now, this is a great start. I remembered that I have these little cork mats that you put underneath plants just in case if they spill. It helps to absorb some of that liquid. So I could only find 2 of them. I don't know where my 3rd one is. I'm sure that the grandkids used it as a frisbee somewhere. So I need to buy a 3rd one. But I'm going to go ahead and put the 2 in here, and then I will certainly go back and get me a 3rd one. Okay, so today we're going to use my little crock pot, and I have already heated it up. I'm going to add in some almond bark and a whole container of peanuts. Now I'm going to put the recipe down in the description box for you. So if you'd like to try this, it's already there for you. So you just go ahead and you put the almond bark in there, and then you put the peanuts, and you put it on low and allow it to cook for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, just until it's nice and melted. And then we'll get on to the next here in just a minute. Okay, so right here is my coffee bar. Again, I don't like a whole lot of tchotchkes. I do have the 2-tiered tray, and I wish I was somebody who could decorate it and make it look so cute like you see all the girls doing with their 3-tiered trays. But I'm just not one, because it's just too many things, if you know what I mean. Too many little tchotchkes. I like to put on here things that I'm actually going to use. So here we go. We got my vacuum out again. I'm going to get in here and I'm going to vacuum up all of those little coffee grinds that, you know, every time we grind, it tends to fly everywhere. So I'm going to get all that cleaned up. I'm going to wipe down the counter. I also need to take care of the little hot plate of the coffee pot, because that thing gets really dirty. And then we're going to put everything back together.
Beneath the starlit sky, our love's secret line, like leaves.
Today I'm going to use the stainless steel cloth by E-Cloth, and the reason that I'm going to use it is because it's got these nice little nubby scrubbies on this side. Okay, on the other side is like a regular E-Cloth, and then on this side it's got the nubby scrubbies on it, and I need that to clean that little pot area. So I know it says it's for stainless steel, but I also use it if I need a little bit of nubby scrubbies.
Lost in the city lights, our love's electric ride. You make me feel alive. I know you
This is a rolling tray that holds my coffee pot. My coffee pot is right underneath the cabinets and I cannot lift the top of it without pulling it out. So one of my subscribers suggested this and it's brilliant. You can also put other appliances on it. I've seen people put toaster ovens on it. See how it has the wheels right here? It just rolls right out, but it's got a little lock front there on the front. So that way it stays down and it doesn't slide unless you push the button and roll it out. But people put crock pots on it, or they'll put their toaster ovens on it, and it just works out great. I'm going to link this down below for you, and anything else that you see me using, I will link as much as I can. If you see something that I do not have linked, do not hesitate to message me. Just leave it down in the comments and I will get you that link.
Bask in the glory of the winter sun. Maybe this is the season of love. Beneath an endless night, the world spins around. You're there, ease my mind. Like stars that never die, you and I will shine during the darkest times. As the leaves change color, I dive into you. When summer's fading, there's nothing to do but bask in the glory of the winter sun. Maybe this is the season of love. As the leaves change color, I dive into you. When summer's fading, there's nothing to do but bask in the glory of the winter sun. Maybe this is the season of love. Maybe this is the season of love.
Okay, so this is how it looks so far. I did do a poll on Instagram asking if everybody liked the white little container because it's a little big for there. And I gave them a second option of a little white bird there. So I'm going to switch that out for the white bird. Or I did. I've already switched it out for that white bird. And I also put the honey pot to the left and then the white bird to the right. That way the white just felt more balanced with the bunnies. So this right here are the little coffee cups that I got. I like to do this seasonally. I think it's fun to add here on the bar. And it just brings in that little pop of color, and we use these all the time. My daughter will come over. As you know, I homeschool my grandson on Mondays, and she brings all three boys to me so that she can go get all of her things done. And I have the boys here with me, and she likes to take cups of coffee with her. So anyways, I love having those little cups, and I'm just rearranging this, making it look as nice as I possibly can. Again, all these things we use. So I know it's not the typical cute three-tiered tray, but hey. All right, so now we're here in my living room, and I'm going to go ahead and give my Swiffer duster a good little zhuzhing. You want to be sure you do this because this is what, really catches all the hair, the fur, and the dust. I'm going to go in here, and I'm just going to dust everything off, and then I'm going to give it a good clean, and then I'm just going to add a few little things on here to make it feel a little Eastery, a little springy.
Easy rider on the highway, station wagon going slow, windows open, you are basking in the bluegrass radio. It is easy now to see you with your hand out on the wind. I keep this folded at the corner so that I could not forget. Folded at the corner so that I could not forget. Pink azaleas by your driveway shade our leisurely goodbyes. In your terry cotton sweater with your arms sweeping the sky. It was then I had a knowing. You were waving till the bend. I keep this folded at the corner so that I could not forget. Folded at the corner so that I could not forget.
I decided that I wanted to go ahead and add this grass mat right here to put the bunnies on. I like that it pulls the colors from the baskets on the wall and also the pottery to the left of here. It just transitions that color nicely right over into this, this section. And I just think that looks awesome. And how cute is that family of bunnies?
I love that my new blanket picks up all the colors in this pottery. I've always loved the pottery. It does match many of the things here in my home. And I love that this blanket now can be put on my chair or my couch, and it just pulls that pottery color right in.
Miles on an off day, and your shadow to the coast, past the surf and whitewashed beaches.
There we go. I think that just looks so cute. It pulls all the blues and the greens and all that out of my picture, which goes down to my pottery. And I really like the added of the new mat. Okay, so here's my entryway table. I recently set it up like this with the picture there on the side. I just wanted a little something different here, so I'm not going to be adding a whole lot, but I do like to have a little bowl of candies or treats right here by the door. Number one, I love spoiling my grandkids. And number two, it's a great way when mom and dad need to leave and they can bribe the kids. Hey, let's go. Grammy is going to let you have one of the little treats at the front door. So it bribes them out the door. But I do have a drawer for them that's full of treats, and they know that they can come to Grammy's and Papa's house and they can get in the snacky drawer and get all the fun little treats. But this right here is candy, and they're not allowed to have the candy until it's time to leave, and they get that little piece of candy to walk out the door. So that's always fun. Look at the precious little bunny on the left there. He is trying to climb into that little container and get those little eggs. I just think that is so precious. Okay, let's go back into the kitchen, and what you're going to do here is you're going to go ahead and stir the almond bark along with the peanuts. Get it all nice and stirred up, and then you're going to want to turn off the crock pot and let this cool down a little bit before we put anything in it. And then I'm going to show you here in a little bit 2 ways that you can make this little treat. There's 2 very distinct ways to make this, and I love the way that I put it together in comparison to the way they put it together, and I'll show you why here in just a minute. Okay, so this is my guest bathroom, but let's be honest. If you have as many grandkids as I have, this is considered the grandkids' bathroom, right? I mean, come on. I've got at least 2 or 3 grandkids with me on any given day, and they have to go potty a lot, so they use this bathroom a lot, and I like to have little things in here that is meant for them too. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean off the counters, just shine everything up. I come in here and clean once a day, you know, wipe down the counters, especially if the grandkids have been here, and just be sure that everything is sanitized. So I'm just going to shine everything up, and then I'm going to bring in all their little pretties in here.
Who told you that it was too late? When was it that you started leaning that way? 4 tires cut into the clay. It dries up and now there's just one road to take. It's growing up over with green, so easy to drag on, but not what it seems. The poison is spilling upstream, and it's taking out every living thing, every living thing. Who told you that you were no good? There's no use in trying, and even if you could, it wouldn't come out like it should. This stubborn kudzu just covers these words. Could you listen to somebody else? Will you only drink from the thoughts of yourself? Are you under the canopy spell? You dig in your heels and spread the disease. You're spreading the disease.
So I'm interested to see in how many of the grandkids will recognize that there's candy in here. And what I'm really interested in seeing is which of the grandkids will come and ask me if they can have a candy before they open them up. I bet I know which will do which. Anyways, look how cute this candle is. I will never burn it. It's too cute, right? And then look at these little hand towels or washcloths. I was calling them rags, but they're washcloths. Don't they look so cute in here? Very springy. Okay, back into the kitchen, and this is cooled just a little bit for me, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it on some parchment paper. Now, mind you, this is only the almond bark with the peanuts. And because I'm doing that, I don't have to have it as cooled down as much as the next recipe, okay? So I'm just going to put a few of these out on here, and then I'm going to show you what I do with these.
Who told you that it was too late?
The next 2 ingredients are the mini marshmallows, and these come in different colors, and I'm also going to use the pastel colored M&Ms. All right, on top of these, I'm going to nestle in 3 or 4 of these little marshmallows, and then I'm going to also nestle in some of those chocolate chips. Okay, in the recipe, the second recipe, they have you put the marshmallows and the chocolate chips into the crock pot and you mix it all together. They want it to be cool enough so that it does not open up the chocolates and, you know, make it all brown. But that is really hard to do, and I'm going to show you here in a minute because I let it cool down quite a bit so that I can get these cookies done. I just like the way that this comes out better than when I add everything into the pot. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. You're going to see the comparisons side by side. Now I'm going to sprinkle some of these sprinkles on top. Just look in the container and see which one looks most springy. I found two that I really like, and I'm just going to sprinkle a few on the top of here. Okay, you just put a few. You don't need a whole lot, just enough to give it some sweet little color. The grandkids are really going to love that. Okay, so this right here is what it looks like after. Looks like a nice little cookie. Now I'm going to take you and I'm going to show you when you add everything together. Okay, so they want you to add the marshmallows in here and you're going to stir it all around, which is going to make it very mushy. It's going to look a lot like the crispy, when you use the Rice Krispie treats, you know those. It's going to look a lot like that, very creamy, very sticky. Okay, so you go ahead and you mix all that up, and then you're going to gently start stirring in the chocolate chips. But honestly, they do break. Okay, so you're going to see a little bit of chocolate in there. You might be able to do it easier. Maybe I don't have the patience for it, but and it does look like I'm going a lot more rough than what I actually am because I'm going so fast. But what I want you to do is I want you to look at Olive Grace. She's watching everything that I do, and let me tell you why. After I did this, after I filmed this, I went and I took a bath. And I came out and I noticed that Olive Grace got on the counter and she ate 6 of these cookies. These ones right here. Yeah, not good for her. And she didn't get dinner that night because I was so upset with her. I told her, no dinner for you. You're not supposed to be up on the counter eating these. And oh my goodness, what a bad girl. Remember the Christmas that she got up and she ate the dark chocolate? And I had to call poison control and all that. Well, here we go again. She's up there eating snacks that she's not supposed to be eating. And yes, it did have some chocolate, but it was milk chocolate and just a little bit of chocolate. So they said everything is fine. However, again, I did not give her any dinner last night, or the night that this happened, which was 2 nights ago, because that was a bad girl. Don't you agree? Just look at her. She just keeps looking up there like, oh, just wait till mom goes. And when she goes outside or she goes to the bathroom, if she goes to take a bath, I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to jump up here and I'm going to get those little snackies. Oh, she's such a bad girl. But she's so good too. You know. You love them just like they're your own kids. And I love her just like she's my own little child. Okay, right here's the side-by-side comparison. The ones on the right are the way that I did it, and the ones on the left is the way that the recipe is going to tell you to do it. I actually prefer the one on the right. Okay, so this is where I'm going to be putting the cookies, but let me go ahead and add a little bit of water into the container and get this all set up so that I can put the cookies underneath that glass dome. This is where my grandkids sit. They like to do their schoolwork here, things like that. So this is going to be a fun little treat to have right here for them. Okay, friends, I hope that you liked this video. If you did, would you please give me a big thumbs up? And if you haven't already subscribed, I hope that you'll click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you get reminded every time I post a new video. Now I'm going to leave you with this video to go see next, and I'll see you again next Sunday. Until then, stay blessed, my friends.